It'd be great if that's all I did, right? That'd be great. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a live stream to see if doing it earlier time, right? Because now it's definitely earlier. It's what, 3:32 over here, right? Kind of odd, but I wanted to kind of find the best time that we could do one of these. Maybe answer some questions. I was gonna put out a video today, but I thought, hey, you know, I already put that Sbaiz video yesterday. I wanted to get your feedback on that style video because I had a lot of fun making it, and this whole issue is actually fairly funny. What do we have here? Little Dicky, professional rapper, Truman, J. Cole, Hypher, Fire Squad, Wet Dreams. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening there. Josie and Acevedo, but there's a lot happening there. Eloy, taking a break from Taco Bell, right? Which I should definitely apply for at this point. What's the name of that false cut you had on the last man? Hey, what's the big connect? I see you watched the PewDiePie video. What's the name of that false cut you had on the last man weights when you were asked for the false cut? That is a passing cut. It's this, but it's not. That's not a hard move to get down. The hard way to do it is to do it continuously. So that's kind of the hard way to do it. So you're doing the move, which I can't do from this angle, honestly, but you're doing the pass cut running. So you're doing it as a running cut as opposed to just one individual, just one single cut. But I think that's the hardest slide I know to do it right. And it's something that I'm still working on. So look at, hold up, you just said something. Oh, fuck me. I just got like 12 comments here. You said, fuck. Yeah, but it's definitely a hard move to get. The key is that you're doing this cut, right? This is a false pass cut. You're doing that, but you're doing it continuously. So I put this on Patreon, but you could do it as a force. So for example, if you keep doing it like this, you know, and asking the spectator to call stop anytime they want, wherever it is they call stop, this is always going to be the original top card. So it doesn't matter. And it's a full deck false cut. The key is obviously this is a shitty position for me to be in, so it's a harder move to get down, and doing the move continuously, that's the harder thing. So okay, but let me, because I know I skipped some questions here. This shit's scrolling. You said top notch. Look at our comments on Sbaiz video. Yeah, I really like your comment. Your comment was like, hey dude, you know, I saw you copied his fucking shit. You're a bad person. Why'd you copy his video, Pig Cake? Which I just found really funny. I want to buy a good close-up pad. I can't tell you that. I don't think I know because I use a bath mat as a close-up pad. So clearly I'm not the best individual to tell you that. That'd be the worst advice. I tell you, I mean, personally, like if I were to give you advice based on my experience, it'd be go to wish.com and look up bath mat and use that as a close-up pad. So that's not really a good indication there. Minecraft Paulo says, oi. That's kind of a very specific name. I imagine you do Minecraft videos, right? I imagine you do Minecraft. Will you do a face review at 100K? Maybe. We'll see. Depends. I mean, I obviously want to have that illusionist fight at 100K, which is great. Hey, I want to have this thing with a company that has no idea what I want to do for when I reach 100K. That's what I want to do. Somebody said the whole Sbaiz situation is dumb in general. Yeah, I agree honestly, because you know, I think that in his position he could do a lot of good, but instead he just chooses to be selfish and humble, I guess, and that kind of alienates him from the Magic community. And honestly, the Magic community, you know, you could just say fuck it, I don't give a shit about him, but ultimately, you know, they could help you out tremendously. You know, they could help you out tremendously. So having the backing of the Magic community is always something that you would want to have, and I feel like Sbaiz doesn't really care about it. Am I really autistic? Some days. You did a cheeky little beard reveal in your Sbaiz video. Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't edit that out because fuck it, right? But you got a little bit of the beard there. Second favorite trick after Back in Time, Out of This World, or it's a tie between Out of This World and ACAN, whichever method of ACAN I feel is good at the moment. Sbaiz is the whitest black guy. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what that means, but do you know how Sean Farquhar fooled Penn and Teller the first time? No, because I can't even tell you what trick he did the first time. I know that he did the book test, and then he did the time the shit where the card goes back in the deck, and the deck is inside the sealed box. So I have no idea how he does that. I mean, I have a couple ideas, but baited is probably not the best term for a piggy comment. Baited. Yeah, you're right, Sima. Baited could easily allude to me taking it out and you know, jerking the curtain. Where could I buy the cheapest decks and gimmick? The shipping is always expensive. Well, it really depends on where you're from. I mean, a lot of people are always asking me that, and you know, the unfortunate situation is that in some parts of Europe, even, it's really hard to get stuff out there. When it's really hard to get stuff out there, even if you live in like a heavily populated country. Like, you know, this guy on it was telling me about Italy, how hard it is to get good quality cards in Italy. But really, you have to shop around. You have to look around and see if there's any sort of local stores that sell, that are actual Magic stores. I think that would be the cheapest thing, because even though they might be a little bit expensive in the store, it probably is going to cost a lot less to buy that in the store and not deal with the whole shipping costs and all that shit. So, but I really can't tell you that advice because, you know, I live in the good old USA. Yo, Piggy, how are you? Hey, Crow Guy. How you doing, dog? I've never seen you do a riffle fan. Can you do one right now? I'll show you the best riffle fan I could do. You ready? That's it. I can't do it. I can't do that shit. I'm always very impressed. I saw a guy do a pressure fan the other day. Not like a pressure fan, but like a pressure. What do you call this? He did the pressure fan in the style of the riffle fan. So, you know, the riffle fan is like this very automatic sort of movement. I saw this guy on Instagram. He did it like this, and it just blew my mind. You know, fucking Instagram, man. If there's one thing to humble you, is watching 12-year-olds murder Instagram and just, you know, do amazing things while you're here trying to practice a fucking second deal. Almost a riffle fan, yeah, right? I mean, I know you got to put your finger here. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I prefer this basic Jeff McBride one-handed shit. Mid-Monday pig stream. Dig it, right? It had me rolling with that video. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a fun video to make. You know, I don't want to sound full of shit, but oftentimes I do laugh back at my own stupid humor. And that video I watched back, and I kind of died at a little bit of the... Because if you guys notice, I added room noise. You know, some people were like... I don't think some people understood the meme. Some people were like, dude, what? What is this? Are you serious? Some people didn't understand it, which I always find really funny. But the thing is that obviously I added room noise, right, to the video. Yeah, so like, you know, room noise. When you just have the camera in a room, like the room always has noise, whether that's the television or the refrigerator in the back. So I added that, and I raised it up, I think +1, which you're never supposed to do. It didn't translate when it converted to YouTube, but that's one. And then obviously the beep killed me. The fucking beep. About to go back to work. Much love. You bitches be good. Hey, Sima. Thank you for jumping. It's 4:40 in the morning. That's nuts. Oh, the kid in the background. That just came from the video. That came from because I literally YouTubed room noise, and then I ripped the audio from that. Have you ever tried shutting or closing a revolving door? Depends. When you put a camera in a room, you mean a mic? Yeah, but the mic on the camera. Mic on the camera, dog. Are you going to do a Twitch stream after this one? Probably. I do have some shit that I got to do, unfortunately. But I'll try to get on Twitch. I wanted to upload a video today, but, you know, I'm trying not to upload every day. And yesterday, obviously, I did one already with that Jabrizi video. If you're not going to eat that Tide Pod, can you have it? I don't know what the rule is for shipping, right? For shipping an object like this. Can you show me how to get the under pressure fan? Well, are you talking about this move, that thing, right? Because this honestly was really hard to learn, not because it's a hard move to get down, because I already knew how to do a pressure fan, right? I already knew how to do a pressure fan. So if you know how to do a pressure fan, this move is very easy. The hard part for me doing this move is that learning this action fucked up my pressure fan. So I forgot the actual touch and the pressure that I needed to actually do the fan and make it look good. But the best advice that I could give you is my fingers are in this corner up here, right? And your thumb is over here. So to me, I think you're almost doing like a riffle. I mean, you're almost doing one of these, like one of these springs from these fingers. and you're kind of catching it as you're beveling the deck. So it's really a hard sort of action to get down. But, you know, once you get both of these moves down and you actually learn the different pressures between doing an actual pressure fan and doing, let me see if I can do a pressure fan. That's legitimate. Okay, there you go. Okay, see, that's all right. But once you learn it's really practice, man. I practiced the move for a long time, and then one day I just got it down. You know, one day I got it down legit. Can it be done with plastic cards? Yeah. The only issue is if you do with plastic cards, like, give me a second. Like these queens, right? These queens are plastic cards. Let me try with this deck. This one is a plastic deck, right? This is the queens deck, which I have a review coming up for. But this is a plastic deck, and you see it works, right? Now, obviously, it will leave a little bit of a bevel if you do it enough, which is why you want to do it on both sides, right? If you are going to do the move, make sure to do it with both sides. I think I have a card face up. But you don't want to get to the point where you are crimping the cards. That's what I want to get at. You're not bending the cards. You're not like forcing the cards in a direction that you're not easily going to be able to fix. So it does work with plastic cards, if that's your question. I hope that answered it. Hashtag pizza cake. Boy, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'm Magic Culture, says Eloy Gonzalez. That's exactly it. Queen's deck. Well, I said it in the review, and honestly, I think some people are not going to like it because of the finish. The finish is kind of odd. I like it. I like the finish. I like the way they feel. They're kind of a little bit of a plasticky sort of feeling to them. But honestly, I like them. I like them because it's not like a cheap plastic. It's a very nice feeling plastic that almost, they spread really nice. They spread really fucking nice. So hold up. Somebody just said some shit. I don't want to go to work today because my manager's freaking out because we have an inspection today. Oof. Damn, boy, I feel you. I feel you when in my previous gig, anytime that we had some sort of like people coming in to observe, fuck, everyone got so edgy and everyone got so like fucking on the edge. It was ridiculous, you know. Tide Pod is a dead meme. Yeah, it's a dead meme, but it provides a nice little backdrop, right? A nice little like, hey, here's a backdrop to this very obviously. I put a lot of care to my production value. So this is that. Can you stream again in 7 hours? I don't know. I might be doing some stuff. Some unfortunate shit. Opinion about Phoenix decks. I've never played with one. I think I picked one up once, and that's it. But I don't really have any sort of like opinion on it. Some people say they're thicker. So if anything, they're probably comparable to like Tally Ho's. But that's just me like whiffing it because I really have no idea about them. All I know is that people have said that they're thicker. I think there's a blue back card here. Can you guess what this card is? Can you guess what this card is? Read the, you could read the markings on them. What's the card? Let's see if somebody gets it. It's a double backer. Yeah, you're right. You fucking cunt. I think you saw it when I was doing the thing for the beginning, right? Any ideas what you could do for your Instagram? No idea, dog. I mean, I just try to keep Instagram as visual as possible. It's a different thing, so you know the tricks that I put there are short and punchy. Do you have a job these days? Yeah, YouTube. YouTube. I'm trying to do this, trying to make this work, and you know, YouTube on its own is obviously very hard to manage, but through other sources. So obviously, I'm selling stuff. If you've seen the Anytime product. Patreon is helping tremendously. YouTube is a little bit, but it's still not, you know, anywhere near where I want it to be. But, you know, my relationship with my other job, that ending a while ago helped me kind of try to push this as hard as I possibly could. And, you know, it's been doing it for a while, right? It's been doing that for almost a year now. But I really want to push YouTube and see how far I could take this. I mean, obviously my goal is to get that fucking annoying ass silver play button, but you know, I forgot who asked that. Somebody asked that. Between 1 and 10, how important do you think it's adding a flourish to your performance? I don't think it's important at all. It depends on the trick itself. You know, it really depends on the context of whatever trick you're doing. But to add a flourish for no reason is, I think, a detriment to the actual trick. So, I mean, even when I was younger and I've seen people do this, that they have a card picked, right? Whatever. Oh my God. Okay. So the card's lost in the deck, right? Card's lost in the deck. And then you go, okay, so I'm going to lose your card a little bit further into the deck, sir. I want to make sure that your card is really lost in there. So let's just give the deck a couple. Like, that doesn't work. You know, people obviously are aware that you have control over the cards, and they're not going to be surprised if you go, hey, here's your card. Or even if you do some sort of change after that, where you go, okay, your card, 8 of spades? No? Okay, I'm going to put the card right there. Sir, for the first time, name your card. It wasn't the 8 of spades. Okay, what was your card? Oh, that's impossible. It can't be that card because that's the one on the... You know, even if you do something like that, but you precede it by doing this shit and saying, I'm mixing your card into the deck, it just destroys it. Cardistry con trick, though. That, I mean, that's a context. You get me? So even in that trick, I'm providing a little bit of a context for the shuffle. So I think if you provide a context, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it, for example, to mix the card back into the deck without having a motive that the spectators are aware of, then you are losing, you're kind of losing effect. You're losing the effect on that. So, hey, boy. Yeah, that happens more often than not. Zayo Nellums. Can I do the cascade? I don't know what you mean by cascade. I don't know what you mean. Like this one? From like this? I can't do it here, but I don't think I could do that anyways. If I will do some sort of cascade, it's going to be this cheap dribble alternative, right? Which even here is hard to do from this hot angle. If you guys see the... I'm going to like take a picture of the angle that I'm like relegated to here. Bye, gotta go to work now, boy. Hey, boy, thank you for joining. Okay, hold up. Somebody said, you know the false overhand shuffle thing? I read about it in card college, but I can't get a packet underneath smoothly. I don't know what you mean by that. Packet underneath smoothly. You're talking about this thing? That false shuffle or this one? Let me see if I could even do this one. This one? That one? I don't know which one you're talking about. Because there's a lot of false overhand shuffles. The first one. That. This one. I mean, the best advice that I could give you on that one, again, I put this on Patreon. Ooh, shilling my shit. Where's simification to show my shit when I need it? But yeah, the best advice that I could kind of give you is when you are bringing this packet, I'm grabbing it with my middle finger and my thumb, and I don't care about the size of this shit. I really don't care about the size of this break because it's always in motion. So to me, that motion covers the action of the cut and the false shuffle. Obviously, if you drop a card, you want to remember where that card came from. But I mean, I grab it with my ring finger, my thumb back here. That's where I grab it, and that's where I'm doing the cyclical, nature of that false shuffle. But another key too is that you don't want to stop. So you don't want to come here, stop, and do this sort of thing, right? You don't want to do this because then it looks like the opposite of what you wanted. You want it to kind of look almost like an overhand shuffle, even if it's a little bit sloppy. That's kind of what your goal is for this particular cut or shuffle, I guess. It's more of a rotating cut, but obviously you're supposed to kind of make it look like an overhand shuffle. So if you grab it with your ring finger, that kind of eases up most of your hand to do the moves. I'm a genius? I don't think so. I'm not a genius. I'm kind of retarded, honestly, in a lot of senses. Okay, fuck. Somebody said some shit here. Hey, Piggy, where's Rocky? He's in the back room. Somewhere, probably underneath a bookshelf or some shit. Hashtag pig fam. That doesn't work with pig fam. It works with ram fam because it rhymes. Can I do a gay transition now? Unless I do one of these. All right. And then I go, hey. And then I end up in fucking Wisconsin. That'd be a magic trick in its own. There are a lot of retarded geniuses. I think so. I've known a couple people that are picnics. That makes more sense. I've known a couple people who are in a very high position, and they're like, "Hey, how did you get in that person? Or no, how did you get to that position? Sorry. How do you throw cards from one hand to another? This thing. This is the instant replay. The Paul Harris instant replay. This is kind of hot. I mean, this one is not hard to do. You're letting the cards go with your thumb. All right, you're putting pressure with your forefinger, having your hand open, If you get a little bit better, you could grab the card with your fingertips, right? Let's see, boy, there you go. So yeah, so this is kind of definitely a little bit of a hot move here. Now there's an what the fuck was the other one? There's this thing. This is what I think instant replay was. You do that with a deck in Paul Harris's book, but I mean this move itself is not really that hard. You're just putting pressure. You're letting go of your thumb, and the card's going to naturally just flip once. The key is to try to get the flip once. You don't want it to flip like 1,000 times unless that's what you're going for. But yeah, there you go. That's how you do it, I guess. I don't know if that's kind of a little shitty tutorial. Can I do a friffle? I don't even know what a friffle is. That sounds honestly like a sex move. That sounds like a sex move. 1,000. I'm glad you got the piggy meme down. What, like? Oh shit, where's the guy from Now You See Me, right? What's his name? Fuck, you know what I mean, dude. What's his name? Fuck me. Jesse Eisenberg, there you go. Jesse Icing Cunt. He's doing this stupid trick. Hey, hold up, somebody just asked me some shit here. Can I do a classic pass? I can, but from here it's kind of a shit angle, to be honest. Let me see if I could even do it from here. I mean, yeah, there you go. That's as good as you're gonna get it from this fucking angle. That's as good as you're gonna get it from this angle. Michael Sarah, that's funny. Friffle is when you do a pharaoh, and then riffle where the cards meet as they fall to your other hand. Is that this thing? That thing? Right? That thing, or it's not this thing? It's not that one. But I have no idea what a friffle is. Honestly, it does sound like a sex move. It does sound like something you would do to your weird Vietnamese lover, I guess. I can't even do that, right? Hey, boy, these cards are fairly thick. These are fairly thick cards. The first thing. Okay, there you go. Just did it, right? Can you do a friffle? I don't know what that is. It's when you do this. Oh, is this it? Got it. Let me see if I can do it for real. Let me see if I can do it legitimately here. Yeah. Let me see if I can do it legitimately. Let me see. Can I do this? Nope. Okay. Hey, boy. Yeah, these cards are fairly thick. That's kind of an odd thing. Let me bust out these. The other very thick cards. Can you do Raise Rise? And what do you think about Xavier's version? I cannot do Raise Rise. I can't do that. I can't even do it close. But I think obviously that Xavier has very good optimizations into the actual methodology of it. The original, it's a very hard and knacky move. I think that X found some good ways to get into it. He also found a lot of different things to get out of the move, because usually, you know, the move it's a very overt move, right? So you're making the card go from, you know, a certain position in the deck, and then the card keeps coming up to different positions until it comes up to here. But obviously this is a move that could be done covertly, right? So it could be done to accomplish a lot of things. So what I feel is that X was, oh my fucking God, X found a lot of different ways to do that, right? He found a lot of different ways to optimize that move and have different uses for it that I don't think Ray Cosby thought of. Let me see if I could do better with this deck. Yeah, with this deck it looks a lot better. So, Friffle, what a fucking name. Friffle. If you put your left thumb on the index where they pivot, it holds the whole thing together. Oh, you're talking about this thing. Okay, the friffle. But yeah, I remember seeing that move on Instagram. I'm like, let me try that. And it worked once. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Cunt, will you come to Italy? I don't know. Really depends. My passport still has my baby pictures. So that kind of tells you the last time I've gone out of the country. Somebody said something here. Did I change my Discord name? No. What I do have, though, are piggy imposters. So sometimes I have somebody that calls himself Pig Cake, but there's no Pig Cake. How bold is your A-can? Pretty bold. The A-can in Persistence of Memory is obviously less bold. It's not bold at all by any means. So, but it's still a really good method. What the first one offers is just a way to do it where you barely touch the deck, I guess, or the spectators remember that you didn't touch the deck, which is kind of what I like. But you are touching the deck, and you are doing a very bold action. So if you're not somebody that could hold conversation, and if you're not somebody who is very confident, then it's not for you. But the one in persistence and memory is you don't need any sort of confidence to do that. You just got to do a couple little moves, and it's good to go. Opinion about Chris Hannibal. I don't know Chris Hannibal enough to make an opinion, right? I don't know him enough, right? These nuts. Are you a pig or a swine? Is there a difference? Is there a difference? Yep, a hard to do. Somebody just thinks. Okay, hold up. There's a whole conversation here on forces. Can you quickly explain the move where you make a card jump from your hand to the deck? This one? I mean, I just did. I think I just explained that. Literally, right? You're holding the cards like this. So your finger over here is putting pressure. Your thumb is bending the cards. I typically just hold it between these two fingers and the thumb, right? And what's going to happen is that obviously you want to shoot for the deck, but you're going to let go with the thumb. So if you're putting pressure and let go with the thumb, the card's just going to naturally revolve once and hopefully should land on the deck. So that's Paul Harris's instant replay. Obviously right now, because of all the comp treks I'm on, I can't seem to get the card to land on the deck. But yeah, that's kind of the move, I guess, right? Oh shit! Somebody just said some shit here. Jay Sangi DM'd me. He said he likes men rather than men. That's fucking fucked. What's your favorite card force? Gary Roulette. Gary Roulette Touch Force. I think I've talked about that in a previous stream. But it's this one over here. That thing, right? So you want to force the king of diamonds. That Gary Roulette's Touch Force. I think I've described it on live streams before, but that is definitely my favorite force because it's one of these forces that you touch. You know, they still could touch any card they want. You're not doing one of these actions, right? You're not doing one of these, or God forbid one of these that I've seen people do. Hey, call stop anytime you want. Right there, okay. You know, you're not doing one of those, and it's still a fair open sort of force. And there's a lot. There is a lot you could do with that force, because keep in mind when you do it, you're not seeing the back design of the card, right? Oh yeah, dude, nice. You're not seeing the back design of the card, so you could do the force fairly easy, and they don't see the back design, but they think they saw the back design, which is kind of a hot property to have. Best stack and order, I can't tell you that. I mean, to me, Size Stebbins is as good as it gets, you know, but that's just me. Some people might say, oh, memorize deck is great, but I've never memorized a deck. I've never taken the time to do that, although I do understand that could be beneficial, you know, just having a memorized deck, because then you know the cards in enemy position, you know the position of any card, able to do a lot of amazing stuff, but I've just never taken the time to learn it. Have you heard about the flip snap change? I learned it earlier and it's really easy if you could do the snap change. Well, they probably did a tutorial on it, but I don't think it's theirs, right? Much like the Gary Roulette Touch Force. But is it this sort of thing where you have, like, for example, 4 and a 2 and 2 2s? And then you do a snap change and the card kind of looks like it splits. Obviously from here it's going to look like shit, but like you do this sort of thing, right? Is that what you're talking about? Oh shit, I can't even do it. There you go, one of these. So from the front that should look good. Or you could do it from the side and make it look like they split. Can I even, there you go. Okay, you could do one of those. One of these, that's kind of hot. You could do one of these. Let me see if I could even do this. You could do one of these, right? Show the 4, and then split them up like that. That's kind of hot. If you are into that, you could do one of these, right? You could do one of these. You could show the 4, and then you do this Marlowe change, right? So then it splits into 2. If you want to do a face up, I think like I did on Instagram, you could just do a triple. And then when you do the move, it looks like the 4 dropped on the table and it split into 2s, which is kind of a hot thing. Kind of hot. So, oh boy. I can do that. Hey boy. Okay. So yeah, so that's just a lot of shit. Fuck me, dude. Oh, what are you doing? Persistent memories? Their number is too high. Tell them to name a lower number. All right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So somebody says like 47. I go, okay, a little bit lower than that, you know? Fuck. I don't think anybody is gonna argue with you. They're not gonna be like, but I want 47, you know? Is Jabrizi doing this on purpose? I feel like it. I feel like it. I feel like Jabrizi's doing it on purpose to try to get attention on himself. Right? I always get stuck on the one-handed cut. How do you do it? Well, I think the one-handed cut is just kind of a practice in letting go. Because at some point, you're going to have to let go, right? You're going to have to let go there. So I think the tendency is to try to hold the packet the entire way through. But at some point, you're going to have to let go of the packet with your thumb so that it could clear. So just don't be afraid to let go. The card's going to balance. If you find that balance point on your forefinger, make sure your pinky is here so that when you actually do the move, the cards aren't falling, because if your pinky isn't there, then the cards are going to fall and stagger. So you just want to make sure that your pinky's there to hold the deck so that when you do the cut, it's one packet clears the other. And again, I have really small hands, so I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, I can't do any of these cuts because my hands are too small." It's practice, you know. It's really just a lot of practice. How do the Copac cards age? Well, I mean, this is how they've aged, right? This is how they've aged. So they seem to be in pretty well condition. They feel nice. They feel good. They still feel great. They still spread, right? Fairly good. So yeah, I mean, I would say they're pretty dope. I'm gonna hold 40,000 people hostage, gunpoint, and make them subscribe. Yeah, but I don't think they'll be good subs. Honestly, I don't think they'll be good subs. So that'll still be kind of an odd thing. Like, hey, you're gonna fucking subscribe to Pig Cake. What's that? Is that a type of cake? Is it a double backer? Yeah. I don't know where you live, but all people want to do is drink and find a hookup. Okay, I guess. I mean, that's kind of odd. I've never seen you do a pinky count for getting into the double. Yeah, because I like the buckle. I'm more of a buckle fan. I'm on Team Buckle. So even though it's kind of some people dislike it because it's more of like it's less of a covered move. Like the pinky count is more of a covered action. I like the buckle just because it guarantees me what I need to get. But the pinky count works fine. You just don't want to make it look like you're constipating from the front, because, you know, I think the tendency for a lot of people is to do this sort of action. They're like, you know, so that just comes with practice. But I'm more of a fan of the buckle. What somebody said? Somebody said some shit. I want to see an interview with Piggy and Miss Mag, 4 hands talking to each other. That'd be kind of dope, right? That'd be kind of dope. Because imagine it just be, there wouldn't be any faces, it'd just be this sort of action. Like, hey man, how you doing? I don't think it'd be a good TV though, a good video. It wouldn't make for a good video, that's for sure. Are pig sweatshirts in stock? Pink sweatshirts? I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't made that yet. That is kind of funny though. Just, you know, it's kind of funny. I've gotten more people have bought the black ones than the pink ones. I think people are afraid of the color pink. Something like anti-macho, I guess, about it. But my favorite shirt out of the whole Piggy collection is the pink one, the pink hoodie. You know, the one that I have. I just like the way it looks. I like the way the eyes came out. I like the color. It's fucking comfortable as shit. So, four diamonds. Is the 37th what? Oh, 4 diamonds, 37th card. Can I dox it again? I don't know if you could dox it, but you said 4 diamonds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hold up, what'd you say? That's 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oof. Let me tell you, I would have lost my shit. I don't think we passed the 4 diamonds yet, right? Did we? No. Oh, we did. We did. I just didn't notice it. I'm a little stupid. That would have been sick. That would have been disgusting. I think Piggy Hoodies has totally become a character in your videos. That is funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not an actual speaking character, but I guess it has a mind of its own, boy. Could you make some second deal? I'm not going to make a second deal. I don't know what you mean by make some second deal. Could you do a tutorial on the under pressure fan? Well, it's not an under pressure fan. It's called a pressure fan, right? That's the name of the move. But I'll probably end up doing a tutorial on it soon-ish, I guess, because it's kind of it's a move that I guess I have some touches on. But yeah, I'll probably end up doing one soon. My dad used to say you wouldn't worry so much about people thought about you if you knew how seldom they did. Yeah, good. Thank you, Dr. Phil, for that. Very Dr. Phil-ish of you. But I agree. I mean, people tend to think that people give more of a fuck about them than they do, and people don't. I forgot what study they did where a dude walked into a college class wearing a shirt, you know, some sort of like shirt that says, you know, if you look at the shirt, I'll give you something or whatever. And barely, I think it was only a couple people that actually approached him about the shirt. So, you know, people tend to think that they're the center of attention, but we're really not, you know? It's kind of funny. Fuck me, I just got some shit here. I passed it already, thank you. Yeah, I'm seeing all the comments where I passed the 4 diamonds. Pig cake for president? That's too much work for me. Is that a meme now? Is that a meme now? Give me some second deal. Give me some second deal, pig cake. Who else has a Kopag deck in front of himself with some snacks? Like Pig Dizzle. Yeah, you're right. You got some hot snacks here. Some very... you know, if you ever gotten soap in your mouth, that could kind of show you the fucking lack of anything. A lack of flavor that these are. They don't even look appetizing. So I don't understand how you, as a competent human being, could look at one of these and be like, I'm going to stick that in my mouth. That's fucking retarded. I don't have a PayPal, said Stygian. I don't know what that means. I guess. I mean, I do have a PayPal. Chris didn't do it on his channel, I don't think. Well, Pressure Fan is a move that's not necessarily... Let me see if I can even do it correctly here. But a Pressure Fan is kind of one of those moves that's, you know, it's been around for a while. It's I don't want to say it's open source, I guess. But, you know, I do have some touches that I guess might help people. So it would benefit to do a tutorial on it myself. Fortnite card trick? How would that even look? I mean, I'm sure... I don't even know what the point of Fortnite is, but is that the game where you build shit? Like, you could build a lot of shit? So, I wouldn't even know how that would look like. I'm pretty sure it'd get me some clicks, right? Oh, one-handed flourish. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Favorite type of porn? Amateur porn, for sure. That's my favorite type of porn. Eat the Tide Pods. Can I even do one of these shit sort of passes with it? Right, one of these, one of those, and then you could do this sort of action, right, to make it look like your hands are empty. Obviously, with a Tide Pod, you're not gonna get anything done, but with a coin, I guess that would look better. I assume Dr. Phil shit. To assume makes you an that's funny. The classic assumption. It makes an ass out of you and me. Do you watch Peter McKinnon's channel for tips on filming? Yeah, I watch his channel. I like it. I think that he's a very positive dude, and he always had good advice on you know, certain cinematography. So that is kind of hot. Can I do a one-handed shuffle? Yeah, probably. Let me see if I could even do it with these cards, even though they're kind of thick. There you go. All right, that's a one-handed shuffle. So can I even do a second deal with these? Let me see if I can do a second deal. There you go. Obviously from the absolute worst angle here. Right? But you guys are getting a little bit of a hot, right? But I don't know why second deal. I don't know why you want one. But I mean, I think the key is to try to have a good pace for it, right? But it's not even that good. It's not even that good of a second deal, to be honest. I mean, the point is that you want to be able to do the move with without doing this, you know, oh, hey guys, my fucking back of the wrist sort of action. So you want to be able to do the move naturally. Now, it's very humid here, so it's hard to get the move down, and obviously this is the worst angle for it. But, you know, there are some people that they could do it with their brief. They could do it with their brief like this, like they could barely do it, which is kind of nuts. I just, you know, I don't care, I guess. Fuck me, dude. Yeah, this is... Let me see if I can do it better with these cards. Right? There's a great idea, actually, if you have a different colored card on top. Right? There you go. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tricks. L.R. McBong. If you have a different card on top, right? And you second deal. I think Jay was doing his second deals like this in this video. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He just did his second deals like this. But if you have a good second deal, you could even do it like this and then still do it. People are going to see the blue here. And then if they call stop anytime they want, you know, you're still going to be able to show this top card to them. And you're going to have an amazing second deal. Or sorry, an amazing color change because the rest of the deck is different color. So that's a wonderful idea by Jay. But, I mean, I just like the second deal first. There's certain things that I like the second deal for. There's a couple controls with it. There's a couple different things that you could do with it. But, you know, obviously, you want to get the move down, get it down pat. I do love the concept of being able to have, you know, pretty much being able to have a deal force anytime you want. So you're pretty much dealing the cards and you can have the spectator call stop anytime they want and still have that card there. I've always liked that sort of aspect of it. I've also liked the aspect of, for example, if you have a psych force in a certain position, you know, you could do a second deal to kind of circumvent that. So, you know, you have the card 7th from the top of the deck. You have them call stop anytime you want. 4, 5, 6. When you get to the 7th card, that's when you start doing second deals, you know. So there's a lot of different things you could do with the second deal that I particularly like. That you don't even have to have like this sort of gambling second deal where, for example, if you get caught, you're gonna break your fingertips. Like, you don't need to have that perfect of a second deal, but you do need to have at least a passable second deal so that you could perform it without doing that risk kill action. Can I even... But yeah, and also the whiff. The whiff is kind of hard to get by when you're learning to move. So you don't want to come in and grab air, right? The point is to try to get that card every time. But, you know, again, this is kind of... It's just shit advice. This is not that good of an angle to do it from, honestly. But it's still a great move. It's worth it, I guess, to try to learn it. Hypothetically, if you came in a pig, would it be a pig cake? I guess, right? It would be. I mean, I'm not actually a pig. Somebody just sent me a thing on a pig cake chat on Discord. That's kind of odd. How many decks do you use a month? Not even a lot, dude. You know, I keep decks until they're black on the sides. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't fucking give a shit about the cards. So if they're like, I have cards that are just disgusting that I still play with. But I think the point is to try to get all the slides down with a new deck. Try to learn it with, try to learn slides with. Can I do the production like that? Try to learn it with new decks, old decks. You know, so if you're ever in a situation where you do have an old deck that's only available, you still are able to do something. You know, so I think that's kind of the key. I think a lot of people tend to practice with a deck that's worn in or something like that. But I really don't go through a lot of decks. And I think I mentioned this before. Now in this time is when I've gotten the most decks. And luckily it's through, you know, companies sending me decks. But I've never really gone out of my way to, like, these cards I bought just because they were super cheap. So I was able to get, like, I want to say 5 for like 30 bucks. Alex Pandrea. But, you know, I'm typically not going to go out of my way to buy playing cards. I just think that, you know, if you have a couple decks, you're going to be good to go. So I'm not all about this back hype, you know, different backs. It's all the same shit. They're all just different cards. Some feel different, but, you know, if you feel comfortable with that deck, there's no reason to have, you know, 20,000 decks, I guess. How many decks do I have? I think I mentioned it in a previous live stream, but definitely under 500. And again, you hear 500 and you might think, oh, wow, that's a lot. But honestly, I don't, that's through like 17 years, you know, 17 years of it. So let me see. Somebody said something like that. Can you explain Sibular fan? Something like that. I mean, you don't even know what it is, Mr. Card. So how could I explain it if you don't even know what it is? How do you control a card from the bottom to the top? Did we talk? Did you? Are you memeing me? Are you? Is this like a meme? No, it's on top. Like this from the last live stream. Somebody said, "How do you get a card from the middle or from the bottom to the top?" There you go. All right, did it. No need for like one of these actions, you know, one of those. You could just shuffle the card to the top. Still psyched about deck collection episode 2. Yeah, me too. Me too. Hopefully I can make it this month. We'll see. It really depends on certain things. Why can't I hide the other upper packet while bringing it under for the classic pass? Practice, dude. You know, do the move slowly. That's the best advice I could give you. Don't try to rush the move. Do it as slow as possible. Do it like almost in slow motion. You know, do it in slow motion. Do the actions in slow motion so that your fingers know where they're supposed to be, so that eventually when you start doing a move at a faster rate, you're going to be able to do it. But if you just start doing the move as fast as possible when you first are trying to learn it, then you're not going to be able to do shit with it. But slow everything down. You know, that goes to say for everything. If you're learning how to do a double lift, if you're learning how to do anything, the best advice is to slow the fuck down for absolutely everything. I was trying to do some weird color change there. No, I couldn't do it. So yeah, so that's kind of the best advice I could give you for anything. As a matter of fact, you know, for a slide, a shuffle, try to do that as slow as possible. So even one of these, right? You want to do it as slowly as fucking possible when you're first learning it. Like almost like this. Like, why? Because to give you an example, let's say you're doing push-ups, right? When you're doing push-ups, if you could do 10 push-ups really quickly, but it's not going to be as efficient as 3 push-ups if you go down slow and you come up slow. So, you know, then once you start getting good at push-ups, then you could actually start, you know, make them a little bit faster, make it more of a cardio thing. But when you're first doing push-ups, you know, coming down and coming up, that shit is going to work so many more different muscles than just trying to learn how to do it fast. You're not going to learn shit. So slowing everything down, your fingers gain the strength necessary to be in the right place, so that when you're able to do the move fast, you're going to be able to do it at a faster rate, you know, and you're going to be able to learn to move faster. Let's see if I can do this really fast. Hey, boy. Let me see if I could. Let me see. I know I remember I learned this years ago. Let me see if I can do it. Hey, boy. There you go. That's kind of a little bit of a hot thibble. Yeah, the key is to be efficient. There you go. Not just effective, it's efficient, boy. Can I do a table faro? I can't. I don't think I can. I mean, that's kind of my half-ass attempt at doing a faro with the cards on the table. Favorite Scooby-Doo flourish. Oh, no, Scooby-Doo flourish. I'm on drugs. Favorite Scooby-Doo villain. I don't know. I don't think I remember villains. Although my favorite Scooby-Doo character is Scrappy, to the disdain of everyone that I say that to. I like Scrappy. Scrappy's a fighter. All right, Scrappy doesn't give a fuck. So, hey, boy. Yeah, I'm gonna dip. You guys, I might join later. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to ingest Tide Pods and not end my life.